Hey people, Seth here. Let me tell you a story.
Put
Once
down my
upon a
tail.
time, younger me was visiting Latin America.
Wow.
While there,
Big
I stumbled
mistake.
upon a bootleg video game store. To put things into perspective, I paid a total of $5 US. In exchange, I got Titan Quest, burnt on a blank CD, Russian Half-Life 2, which I finished without understanding.
Dude, I did the same thing. I don't know where the hell I was in Iraq or somewhere. I don't know where I was, but I was with my dad somewhere random, like some completely random. And at night, we went to this gas station and they had this burnt CD disc of random video games. And I didn't know. I just saw bad packaging, right? So I was in a gas station in Iraq or some bullshit. And I saw a bunch of video games, PlayStation 2 video games for like $5 each. And I was like, what? Oh my God, $5 for a video game? I went to my dad, Papa, I need the games. So I bought a bunch of games for my PlayStation 2. And believe it or not, when I got home, oh boy, there was a surprise for me. Because these were burned pirated games. And my EU PlayStation 5 cannot run these damn games. I was so excited and hyped. I wasted so much money. I didn't know what pirating was. I was like 7 or some bullshit. I don't know how old I was. It's stupid. It pisses me off. Pisses me off even to this day. Fuck, dude.
Single word, Russian Serious Sam 2, which was actually just malware, but also I got this little disc containing not Rise of Nations, but the sci-fi fantasy steampunk spin-off Rise of Legends, released 2006 and covered 17 years later, which by personal standards is a quick and timely review. Rise of Legends is a game I hold close to my heart. First of all, I don't actually have a disc anymore, so I torrented a copy, installed it, found out it was entirely in Russian, which I should have guessed from the installer, looking the way it is, downloaded an English copy instead, and that told me to insert disk 1. So I copied the executable from the Russian copy to the English copy, and finally, it launched. Moral of the story, graft shit together until it works. Speaking of which, this game runs perfectly on Windows 10, flawlessly, impeccably, and
that is actually quite impressive. Usually these old games don't work on anything. Like, you have to use usually like what is it called? Brain don't work. Simulating like an old OS to even be able to run these. It's quite impressive that these old games work on Windows 7.
Can
10,
literally see the pixels for the pre-rendered cutscenes. Anyway, setting. We're on some planet.
That looks kind of good.
I don't know, because video game bootleggers in Rio...
You know, I love the fact that you go from cinematics like this. This is how, like... So when I was a kid... So, first of all, I love how you go from cinematics like this.
Setting. We're on some planet.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Now show me the game. Oh my God, I bet it's gonna be 10 out of 10 amazing, right? Wow.
Because video...
And then we get into this shit. I always love the cinematic transitions into a game. And I'll be honest with you, this still looks good in my opinion. I do think it looks good, but it's just a cinematic like change over it. Like, because of the age, it doesn't look good. But to be honest, I remember the cinematic appeal of Warcraft 3. Like, the Warcraft 3 cinematics are insane. The Warcraft 3 cinematic is crazy. And I'll be honest with you, my young dumb brain, when I saw those cinematics, I saw that in game as well. Like, the visuals of Warcraft 3, I was like, damn, it is just like the cinematic. It looks beautiful.
Video game bootleggers in Rio typically don't give you a manual. So, I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. An alien ship breaks up in orbit and crash lands onto the planet. And that's all the background you get. Now, 99% of this game is the campaign, which is mainly what I'm going to cover. So let's start by playing the Vinci. Who are the Vinci? In this world, there are no humans. only Italians. Accordingly, everyone is Italian,
God.
everything is industrialized, and tensions are running high. This game is pastapunk, ravioli core, if you will. You play as Giacomo, an inventor from the city-state of Miana, governed by his brother Petruzzo. Together with General Carlini, your army
don't think
sets
I
out to
have. Or
investigate
maybe I
an
have.
alien crash site. Seeing your approach, a rival known as the Doge blasts the mountainside using an alien weapon. Petruzzo throws you to safety, but in doing so, he becomes a pancake. As you watch Petruzzo marinate in his own ragu, you vow to get vengeance on the Doge. The first two missions serve as
The
a hands-on
Doge.
tutorial to get acquainted with the core mechanics. You control any number of units, tactics matter, and each of your heroes have unique abilities on preset cooldowns. Winning the game involves conquering a rival's cities, while holding on to your own, which you have to manually expand by building specific districts. You have two main resources, timonium and gold. Timonium, similar to cobalt, is extracted from the ground by Congolese miners who do it
What the fuck? Italian government, we need more timonium. Congolese children, let's
simply
go.
for the love of extracting rare
Hi,
earth
baby.
metals to fuel the Italian war machine. Gold is obtained by building merchant districts. Each one allows you to make a single caravan, which will automatically trade with the nearest neutral settlement. The longer you trade, the larger your trade deficit, which you can use to forcibly buy out the entire neutral dwelling. This is the peaceful option. You pay gold, the price of which goes down depending on how much you've traded already, and in exchange, we get a functional dwelling and all the troops defending it. This system makes sense, except in the second campaign, where for some reason I could buy out an entire nest of carnivorous salamanders, which goes to show, doesn't matter how evolved you are, you're not immune to the free market. There's also industrial districts, which give you mutually exclusive prototypes, and military districts, which are exactly as they sound. They increase your population cap, allowing you to take shit over using the less peaceful option. This involves breaking
No, you're
shit
giving
until
them
you start
gifts.
taking it over. If you're very impatient, or there's a tactical advantage from doing so, you can click the number that appears in the center to forcibly storm the dwelling, taking immediate control. This is incredibly expensive, as you sacrifice an equal number of grunts, but hey, you get to see physics particle effects as everything breaks apart. This shit looked photorealistic when I saw it for the first time. I was thinking, damn, I wonder how crazy
That
video
looks
games
crazy
will be in
good.
the future. Little did I know,
Wow, how it's
I
crumbling
had
up.
Overwatch 2 paid PvE Season 1 to look forward to. Originally, Giacomo starts on a horse,
Yay.
but in Mission 2,
Overwatch
you get a
2
considerable
PvE.
upgrade to your vehicle. Get into Eva, Giacomo, or Carlini will have to fight again. After attempting or succeeding a
disaster.
mission, you get taken to the overland map, and time progresses by one turn. Here, you can choose your next move, spend experience on upgrading
Paid
heroes, army
events.
points on buying units, research points to unlock.
You know those events that used to be free? You know the game we promised? No. Now we're gonna sell you crap on your plate, and you're gonna enjoy it because you like Blizzard products. So you're gonna take this crap and you're gonna buy it, and you're gonna enjoy it, and we're not gonna put any effort into it. I think Overwatch. I feel like Overwatch is gonna burn slowly down.
new units and economy points on districts for occupied territory. The last part is really interesting because when you attack territories adjacent to your own, reinforcements will pour in from surrounding
buy it
territories,
anyways.
depending on the number and type of district. Anyway, moving on, we make an assault on Parada, who are being blockaded by the Doja's Sky Crusher,
Doja.
a gigantic
I still can't stop
surface-to-air
hearing that.
battery. This is an issue for the faction, since their main export is a paper-thin aircraft based off a sketch by Da Vinci. We counter his wicked machinations by walking and win the support of Parada. More importantly, we win the support of Lenora, Parada captain, and the person who's going to crush Giacomo's head between her thighs in the post-game credits.
Nice.
Maybe.
Sounds like a winner.
On one condition.
Ooh.
What?
And when you finally have the Doge, make sure he suffers.
Mamma mia. That's a big
I fucking
boy.
love this cutscene. Each time there's something pre-rendered
What?
on screen, it's always hype. Next, we have a pressing issue. Two of them, actually. Don Scalario and Lord Rocco. These act as the puppets of a Doge, with Scalario providing financial support from the western city of Foligno, while Rocco is the key supplier of timonium to the north. Before we can assault the Doge's capital of Vinci, we need to sever these sources of support. Honestly, I don't think this affects the campaign, and I don't care. I care more about the fact that these guys guys steal territory every single turn. So we're gonna make a beeline for Rocco. On the way there, we conquer Condottieri Castle and unify the Condottieri. In the real world, this word means mercenaries fighting for Italian states. In Rise of Legends, this means unhinged, unwashed, feral Italians. These are tribalistic primitives who eat their pasta complete.
What was that?
Italians. These are tribalistic.
It takes a beast to tame an Italian. Yeah, that's right. Yes. You go, Bowser.
Primitives who eat their pasta completely raw, snapping the pasta bone to drink the
Did I used to eat like ramens and noodles when I was a kid raw. I bought like these bags of ramen and noodles. I would like open it up and take all the like the shits out and just keep the noodles in, and then I would crush the fuck out of it. And then I would take the spice blend and put it in and then mix all of the spice with the ramen or the noodles and just mix it all well. So the spice would be in all of it. And I would eat the noodles or the ramen, the dry noodles or ramen, like chips. This is what I used to when I was a kid. And the spices, they were filled with so much goddamn sodium. So as a kid, it was just delicious as hell. Hi, Sarah. Can you be the beast in an Italian? Yeah, get over here. Oh, those were like ghetto chips for me and my cousins. Yeah, I mean, I did grow up sort of in a ghetto in a way, so we used to eat that quite a lot. But it was dank as hell. It was so good.
Delicious marrow.
I used to cut spaghetti into little pieces and just eat it with a spoon. Oh, damn. You know what craziest thing I've also eaten when I was a kid? I used to, so this is stupid. I hate this. I used to have like bread, okay, a slice of bread. Listen there. Slice of bread, then put a lot of ketchup on the slice of bread, and then a bunch of fried onions on the bread on top of the ketchup, and then another slice of bread. This is what some of us used to eat when we were like kids. That was actually so good, but it's so bad for you. And if you eat it now, you're probably going to be disgusting. That sounds really good. It was actually really good back then, but I would never eat it now.
After that,
why not
we
mustard? Mustard would not fit, but I don't know. I never tried it. It sounds so British. Oh, we used to, everyone, like a lot of people used to do that in my area. It was very common.
Guna, which is
I'm in a poor man mode. Try it.
Update dropped, and unfortunately, it's misidentifying Italians as Sicilians. We gotta take down the fabricators, and subsequently.
How was Paris, Sarah?
The same region where Petruzzo was murdered. To pay respects? No. To do a timed mining objective, but mainly so I can progress time by another turn. Why? Because I've been stacking research points to unlock the Juggernaut, and I've been stacking army points to fill my army with Juggernauts. It's worth explaining at this point that larger units can trample smaller units, and a fucking tank is significantly larger than most units. When half my damage is just right-clicking past the enemy, I got a pretty good deal. Anyway, on to Rocco's capital. This is the same place we get Distruzio, who is simultaneously the best and the worst hero in the entire game. Aside from Giacomo, he's the only person with a wide radius heal, and he's also the only hero with a small, negligible chance at throwing the wrong grenade.
Power to locals are more rude in Paris than Amsterdam.
Nobody else who's managed to make.
Bro, I swear to God, I'm just gonna say it again. It's been nearly a decade since I was in Paris. I still don't want to go to Paris at all. I'm gonna need another decade to even want to bother going there. That place, people are too rude there. So I bet. And the thing is that Dutch people tends to be so sweet as well. So I don't know. I'll hold your hand.
Rage quit and restart a scenario multiple
And smells
times,
of
and
pee.
yet
It does
I still
smell
pick
like
him
shit
every
there.
time. The mission itself is pretty easy because Destruzio's forces take most of the heat
And their
buy
food
you
is
time
bad.
to build free juggernauts and pound Rocco's
I bet
base
French food is
into
good, but
oblivion.
the food
One puppet
in
down,
Paris
one more
sucks.
to go. We head south for Corbinile mines, which have already been captured by Scladio. Some maps don't have a specific scenario or objective, instead playing like a standard skirmish map in single player. The difference being that I spawn in with 2 juggernauts, which means I right-click his base and come back to a victory screen. We assault Foligno, which has the gimmick of being built on a mountain, forcing us to slowly travel economy on a zeppelin to actually get there. Along the way, we can also rescue some captured prisoners, which include Battaglion, a hero who can one-shot cities. Despite this insane power level, freeing him is completely optional.
What?
You see, to finish a mission, you only need to complete the main objective. Bonus
It
objectives
just nukes
are
everyone
particularly
down.
evil. You might
Nice.
miss them and not
That's
even
my
know
kind of character.
what exactly you missed. That's why every time I do a mission, I peek the quest log. If I see any random question marks in the bonus section, I know there's something out there. 2 Stooges gone. Now we just have to deal with the Doge, which is harder than it sounds. As we took Foligno, Doge took Monte Laguna. I tried retaking it, but his walker is insanely OP, so I reloaded and took Celea Forest instead. Doge pushes again and takes Corbinile Mines, but this time I learned how to properly micro my troops. Also,
Dude, this looks
I had 3
badass.
juggernauts. This may have helped. We push on to Dursey, which is a timed prison break scenario. Also, my recording software broke for like 20 minutes, and it sounds like this.
Now that is a good game. Why didn't you just play the game like this?
Basically, we have to rescue a bunch of magistrates he's imprisoned to loosen his political grip on Vinci, and we have to do it before reinforcements show up and murder us. Afterwards, we take Ranconi, which is only accessible by bridge. The Doge attempts to block our advance by sending a truck of peace, which we counter with a tank of love and tolerance.
That's right.
Finally, we invade Vinci, take out his land Leviathan, capture his Doge cannon, and point it directly at his troops. But the Doge is nowhere to be found.
The Doge. Where is
the
he?
tail.
Where's his army?
It was very distracting.
A child could have won this battle.
Carlini gives you the dire news.
A
These
child?
look like tracks from the Doge's hammer. They are. But we captured it. When did... He built more
The
than one.
Doge of
We captured a decoy. The real one is headed east. He drew us out, Giacomo.
We've been tricked. The real Doge cannon is heading east towards Miana. And that's the end of the first campaign.
Wow.
Let's start the second. Spoiler,
Let's go.
We didn't make it on time.
We got
Miana
bald.
has
We
been
turned bald.
deleted from existence. Inexplicably, after committing Italian Nagasaki, the Doge's army marches east through the desert kingdoms of the Alin, and we set out in hot pursuit.
Damn, I didn't know
Speaking of
Italy
hot,
was this big.
We're not built for this environment. We
You
need
have a ball
shelter, and
toggle?
we
No,
need
I
it
don't have a
fast.
ball
So we
toggle.
decide to take the help of a mystic who is definitely not going to betray us.
Even the noblest of people can be corrupted by power, Giacomo.
5 minutes later, the mystic betrays us. Luckily, we're saved by Ari, Giacomo's childhood friend, and taken to the court of Azar Harif,
Well,
where we
thank
get
God.
shelter and a bit of backstory.
You sure seem to know your way around.
I visited here a long time
What
ago.
is this walk?
Visited?
What is this walk from her,
Our
dude?
Harif,
She's like
where we
moving
get
her
shelter and a bit
waist
of
like...
backstory.
You sure seem to know your way around.
I visited here a long time ago. Visited.
Oh, God!
Try ran away.
Looking like a drunken
It took us 4
hawk.
months to find him, and we could barely drag him home.
Giacomo!
I need to pee. It's the walk. I'm pissing myself while taking a
I bet
walk.
you did.
Lenora's not happy about the desert, but even less happy about Ari.
I
And
do
she
like that these
leaves
models look
despite
really good.
the fact that I only have eyes for her. I already
That's
know
right.
Ari's only desire for Giacomo is to birth a child that's slightly higher up on the Alin caste system. I have no interest in her wicked plans. Let's get some things out of the way. Who are the Alin? They're dark, swarthy, Arabic, desert-dwelling wizards with cities that float in the sky. They summon elementals from circles of sand, fire, and glass. As there are no humans in this world, we must consider the next logical alternative. The Alin are Sicilians, and they're currently having a problem with a dark Alin. Basically, more alien debris crash-landed deep into the desert. Mine broke the genie Sawu, who created creatures of dark glass to overrun Mezakesh, the greatest Alin city ever built, which has ever since been buried under a mile of sand. But ever since the Doge passed through, promising to improve the situation, the dark Alin have awoken in full force. Our only hope to stop whatever the Doge is planning is to find Mezakesh Mezikesh.
Your Highness, please. We must listen to...
attack!
What?
Dark Alin in the city!
But before that,
10
we
out
have
of
a
10.
city to defend.
Acting,
This
that
mission
was beautiful.
serves as the Alin tutorial, and it does a pretty
I
good
felt
job.
the despair.
What's never mentioned, however, is that Giacomo's walker has been upgraded. His
I love
EVA
this
unit
Giga
is
Chat
now equipped
robot.
with a sunscreen. This is critical to the plot. Also, this
Look at it,
campaign
he's
has a very
walking.
annoying mechanic. Every time you kill any
When
one
that
of the
song
free
plays.
genies on the map, several turns later, they'll respawn randomly anywhere inside their territory. That is a problem because there's 3 of them and 1 of you. So the only valid tactic is to rush the bottom of the map as fast as possible and cut them off, funneling them into a choke where their numbers won't matter. Failure to do so results in your map looking like this. First, we take the southern
We don't
dunes,
want any
where we
of
get assaulted
that.
every night by waves of salamanders, which stop during the day, where you have a chance to attack their lairs and kill the BBW queen salamanders that keep spawning them. Then we murder the same genie that
No
tricked
more
us at the
sex.
start and push on to the nest of
We're
dragons.
done.
Our objective here is to free a bunch of dragons before they're corrupted. However, the first dragon you free is so
Are you
powerful. he can
Are you fighting Italians as an Italian, or are you fighting the whole Mother Nature? Like, what's going on there?
free the rest on his own. Mission design in this game is either win by
Trying
a
to
hair's length or
nuke the
win
entire
by starting
planet.
the mission. There is no in between. I had to pivot north because I was getting my shit pushed in, and the next mission was definitely more of a former. You have to hold out and defend a single oasis for 18 minutes while controlling 2 players at once. Giacomo from the south
You mean
and
Italians or
Politore, a former
Sicilians?
Doge chemical warfare specialist from the north. The
Oh,
oasis
shit.
has so little health that
That's right,
if
we're playing the
anything so
second
much
game.
as
The first game,
sneezes
they were
on it,
only Italians.
It's gone. The last minute features a glass dragon that can one-shot the thing, and generally, it's complete and utter chaos. I push on to a generic skirmish map. A genie respawns right in front of us, who we proceed to murder in another generic skirmish. Then we take the Brightlands, which turns out to be a completely useless red herring. Before, I have to fight another skirmish to push back another genie. I push forward to the Fool's Path, which instead says Calahi's Desert in a loading screen. I feel drunk because I realize half the maps in this game don't even match the name of the mission. I load in, and to my horror, it's another generic skirmish. Luckily, the one after that is a real mission, and also our main objective. We need to subdue and capture the Sand Warden Declaw, who's currently
We need to subdue.
going apeshit. To do this, we're going to beat the shit out of him. Unfortunately,
Nice.
the Dark Alin have the same idea, and it's a race to the finish. It's a battle of domestic violence, and only the stronger backhand will prevail. We're going to show Declaw the meaning of love in an Eastern European household. Declaw provides us with one of the keys to Mezikesh. Now, we just need the key of fire to the north. We proceed with the best mission of the entire game. Giacomo smokes that gas station weed,
Why is the Scorpion
which
dude so
inevitably
buffed?
has been laced with PC.
I mean, I don't know. Like, he has to lift big rocks. Like, look at this area. Why are they all giants? Isn't there like a better... Why are they all big? Why is the Scorpion 50 feet tall? Like, what the hell is this world?
CP.
Truzo, where are you? I'm lost.
This entire
How did
mission
you get so
is
buff?
just
I went to
Giacomo
the-
tweaking out from the effects of a dark cloud.
salamander is such a
to,
curious
you know,
creature.
I
I must find more of them.
We
Yeah,
must
I
escort
died.
him and
No,
keep
no.
him safe as he battles tactile hallucinations and metabolizes the
I got sick, so I started coughing so much that I started getting muscles. And then I went to the gym, and then I coughed a lot, and everybody left. So now I have the gym for myself. So that's how I got buffed.
corrupted chronic.
I've recovered from my madness.
We then
I carried the
find Andromelech,
old
a
man's
glass
chat,
magic
yeah.
user, and subsequently rescue the Fire Warden Dominor. With both keys, we get access to Mezikesh, and then I rage quit the game anywhere from 20 to 30 times. Reasons may include Glass Golem boss fight that one-shots your heroes, Glass Golem boss fight that goes through damage immunity, Glass Spider boss fight that stuns your entire army, for which I had to learn the specific spawn conditions, so I could bait the screen-wide stun and sacrifice only half of my army instead. And of course, every time Destruzio fumbles a grenade, which is often. However, we persevere and defeat Sawu, who joins us after being freed from the alien sissy Hypno. If only it were that simple.
My dear Giacomo, how have you been? I brought a toy for you to play with.
Nice. Devil May
Luckily,
Cry.
Lenora's brought reinforcements. Together, while dodging payloads of insta-kill shells from across the map, you charge Vidoge's army and destroy his cannon. In exchange, you get this sick-ass cutscene where Giacomo wins by repairing a clock and pulling copper wire. Just as we achieve victory, an alien ship appears overhead to repo Vidoge's alien weapon. And that's the start of the third campaign.
Wow.
We follow the ship to the jungle, and there we find a couple of jungle dwellers who've been forcibly boosted by a couple tech levels.
Oh shit, this is what my misunderstanding was. I thought we were playing now the second game, but this is the second campaign, not the second game. Because he started off telling the entire game is about Italians and aliens. So now we're back to Italians and aliens. Okay.
The Colossal represent the hybridization between the biology of the natives and the advanced technology of the aliens. If we take their appearance into account and the time period this game was released, the natives are basically Jaffa warriors from Stargate SG-1.
More content than modern games. Modern game blows. I mean, depends what we're talking about. Like Elden Ring, oh my lord. But Ubisoft games or whatever the crap. Oh, dude, I'm dying. But anyways, you know, like overall, modern games, depending on where you go, you might not really get that much content. Like we talked about Overwatch 2 earlier. took them 4 years to add like 3 heroes or some shit. Imagine still playing ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. A lot of people do. I think they just came out a new expansion to that actually as well.
An answer, Tilk.
Come on, they even have staff weapons, just like evidence of Thermite found at Ground Zero. This is probably just a coincidence. Anyway, we do the first mission and a cutscene plays, where Giacomo and Carlini defeat the Moon God, one of the 4 alien generals masquerading as theological beings on this planet. Unfortunately, another god shows up, and Carlini starts a monologue. So I immediately knew he was about to die.
I've been a soldier for 43 years.
Wow.
I've had my leg blown off. I've served in 2 wars. I've killed more men than I can count. I've never backed down from anything in my life.
I'm sure as hell not gonna start today.
Woo! Hey, you tell him, Queen.
The Death God Zin kills Carlini and takes the alien device stolen by the Doge. Wait a minute, wasn't that device taken by the alien ship in the last cutscene? Apparently
You're
no.
asking too many questions.
Confusion. I had to watch this multiple times to figure out that Giacomo shot down that aircraft off screen. Also, Giacomo took a full hit of the alien device juice. He can now convert base metals into AliExpress quartz crystals. Using this newfound power, he's spliced his mech into the dead body of the Moon God.
We'll march out at sunrise.
Our objective is getting justice for my homeboy Carlini by killing the remaining 3 gods. So we do exactly that. We murder Zil, the sun god to the south. We murder Shock, the storm goddess to the north. There are unique missions here and there, but for the sake of time, I'm skipping over them. Except the cargo escort mission, which is completely rigged and designed to give you an aneurysm. The Colossal are quite fun to play, mainly because they're completely different to any other faction. They don't use gold because they don't trade. This is replaced instead by energy, which is produced by nuclear reactors. They can turbocharge any dwelling to print units faster, and their basic barracks is actually a flying troop carrier. But nothing compares to my favorite unit, the Dick Flattening Sphere, which has the strongest trample in the entire game, deleting entire screens worth of troops just by moving over them. Finally, we reach the last mission of Rise of Legends, stopping the Death God Zin. If he isn't stopped within 60 minutes, he will activate the alien Skype call and destroy life as we know it. But his position is fortified by 3 barriers, which have to be destroyed on both sides. All the forces, heroes, and upgrades you've acquired during the previous campaigns will be there to support you for this final assault. With a Vinci on the left and the Alin on the right, you have to simultaneously control both armies and push past their defenses, which may include mechanized guerrillas, until the barriers shut down, at which point Giacomo's colossal forces break through the center. Completing the mission rewards you with this cutscene. Giacomo, realizing the Skype call has already connected, jumps forward with a $2 microphone and screams racial slurs, the intensity of which explodes the relay.
No, the game
where's Giacomo? Obviously he survived.
Did he
right?
die?
It wasn't until the cutscene was over that I finally registered that he's dead. It's a very somber ending, and I don't like to grieve for too long. So I rewrote the ending to suit my own headcanon. Yes, Giacomo did sacrifice himself, but plot twist. Same day we defeated Vidoge, conveniently, Lenora was ovulating.
They're not even
Plot
hitting
twist.
each other.
Same
Look at
day
that.
we defeated Vidoge, conveniently.
Look at that. Look at them
sacrificed
hitting.
himself, but plot twist.
They're
Same
not
day
even
we
hitting
defeated
each other.
Vidoge,
What the fuck is this?
conveniently, Lenora was ovulating. This could only mean one thing. Rise of Legends 2 would be a real-time strategy where you must both conquer the battlefield.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
morning sickness. Campaigns become increasingly more
We go
difficult
again.
as you swell and become
WWE fight,
increasingly
yeah.
more pregnant. Available now on Xbox Game Pass. In summary, Rise of Legends gets a floating Rubik's Cube out of however many men are currently inside.
Lips are like
It's great.
skills,
I
and you're
love
about
it,
to
and I
taste the
enjoyed it just
rainbow.
as
Are you
much as
getting
I did
over it?
an entire decade ago. Why did I cover this? Because they're memories, and I don't
my,
want them
my.
lost to the sands of time. Unfortunately, the publisher is Microsoft, and we've already made contact. They don't give a shit. It's not distributed or sold anywhere, making this game effectively abandonware. Now, I
No.
wouldn't want to directly link to a download page for this game for obvious reasons. However, I can't possibly moderate my entire comment section. So if, hypothetically, somebody showed up and linked the entire game and a bunch of people just upvoted it to the top comment, then what could I possibly do to stop this? So please, don't do that, because each time you commit piracy of an abandoned IP that's not making any money for the parent company, there's a DMCA lawyer out there who gets an additional kidney stone that he has to shoot out of his burning urethra. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned.
And he's living
A warm
for that
thanks to the
spicy
many
life.
members of the Merchants Guild, generously
Yeah.
funding and bankrolling these neutral settlement acquisitions. This episode is brought to you by Pastificio Centoni. This is not a joke. You are not
What?
dissociating. The original reason I made this video was to plug a pasta sponsor because I
That's
thought it was
amazing.
the funniest shit in the world.
This is the
that an
best
Italian
sponsor I've ever
B2B
seen.
Pasta manufacturer decided one
A
day that
pasta
contacting
sponsor?
me was the best use of their resources. Keep your money. The joke has paid for itself.
Thank
You're
you.
all truly
Thank you,
wonderful.
Seth.
Have a good one.
Wow. What a game. This game looks actually cool. The quests look boring, like go slay this, but I mean, it's not RTS. The story was whatever, but the game looks sick. This was crazy good. I have many pickup lines, but no boyfriend. You know what they say, if you swing a sword enough, you will eventually hit. So you know, you keep on swinging those pickup lines, and you'll get yourself all you need. Best sponsored video ever. It was great. I love this. Aesthetic are top tier for a game of this kind. It looks really good for being that old as well. I think it looks sick. I like the character. I like the design of it all. I like the robot design. All the. How many patrons do you have, mister? The only pickup you need is a man. I gotta do what a man gotta do. That's right. And a man gotta date all of his chat. So that this is what it is. So if you don't have a boyfriend, well, guess what? There you go. We can fix that. I saw my name. You were there? Oh my god, I just saw my name as well. Guys, did you see it? Wait. Look, there's my name. See? Did you see it? Did you catch my name? Wait, let's go back. Oh my god, there it is. Holy. Anyways. That was great. That was, dude, this is so long. I love that set is this like, he's so popular because he makes so good videos. This is amazing.